Manchester United's midfield rebuild has entered a new phase, and three separate storylines are now shaping the club's transfer strategy at once. A rising midfield target, a wave of planned departures, and early impressions from pre-season training are combining to define how Ruben Amorim approaches the remainder of the summer transfer window. Manchester United remain determined to strengthen their midfield before the transfer window closes. Reports indicate the club continue monitoring several options after missing out on previous targets earlier in the window. Ruben Amorim has specified that any new midfield addition must be capable of controlling possession, pressing aggressively, and fitting into his tactical system. This requirement has narrowed the list of realistic candidates considerably, and it explains why certain names have stayed on United's radar for months while others have been dropped entirely. Before we go further, if you're new here, this is Final Whiz, your source for daily Manchester United transfer news. If today's update is useful to you, take a second to subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment with your own prediction on how this window will end. It genuinely helps this channel keep bringing you these updates first, and every comment is read. One player who continues to attract attention is Manu Koné. The French international has been recognized for his energy levels, his defensive positioning, and his capacity to carry the ball through midfield under pressure. United's recruitment team reportedly views Koné as suited to the physical demands of the Premier League, and his age is considered a factor that adds long-term value to any potential transfer. Negotiations, however, will not be straightforward. Koné's current club is aware that several other European clubs are also monitoring the situation, which places United in direct competition for his signature. If United intend to submit a formal offer, industry expectations suggest they will need to act before rival interest increases further. This single transfer decision could shape the direction of United's entire midfield rebuild for the coming season. If you want to see Koné in a Manchester United shirt next season, drop a comment below and let us know why. Your engagement helps this video reach more United fans, so don't scroll past without leaving your thoughts. While supporters have focused primarily on incoming transfers, Manchester United are also working behind the scenes to sell players who no longer fit into Amorim's long-term plans. Several departures are reported to be in progress, with more expected over the coming weeks. Selling players who are not part of the first-team picture serves two purposes for the club. First, it reduces the overall wage bill, which has been a persistent financial concern at Old Trafford in recent seasons. Second, it generates funds that can be redirected toward new signings, including a potential deal for a player like Koné. This has become one of the club's central priorities during the current window. Each completed sale effectively increases the budget available for further incoming transfers, meaning outgoing deals now carry as much strategic weight as new arrivals. The connection between these two processes is direct. Without sufficient revenue from departures, United's ability to complete additional signings before the deadline could be limited. Manchester United's coaching staff have also been closely analysing player performances throughout pre-season. Younger players have been given opportunities to prove themselves, while more experienced members of the squad are working to convince Amorim they deserve a starting role. Reports describe the current level of competition within the squad as stronger than it was during the previous season, which aligns with Amorim's stated approach to squad management. Increased competition for places is intended to raise training standards and ensure that no player's position in the team is guaranteed regardless of form. Supporters who have followed pre-season sessions have noted higher energy levels and a more defined tactical structure compared to recent months. Pre-season results are not typically treated as a reliable indicator of season-long form, and this caveat applies here as well. Even so, The early signals from training have given fans a reason for cautious optimism heading into the new campaign. This is a good moment to pause and ask you directly. If you could choose only one midfielder for Manchester United this summer, who would it be? Manu Koné, another Premier League midfielder, or a completely different name that hasn't been widely discussed yet? Type your answer in the comments section below, because every single response is read by our team. And if you're finding value in this breakdown, this is exactly the kind of update you'll miss if you're not subscribed to Final Whiz. Hitting that subscribe button means you get these stories the moment they're confirmed, not hours or days later. Turning to how a potential Koné signing would fit tactically, Amorim has built his system around a 3-4-3 formation since arriving at Old Trafford. A new central midfielder brought into this setup would need to operate effectively in a double pivot role, balancing defensive responsibilities with the ability to progress the ball into advanced areas. Koné's profile, based on his reported playing style, aligns with the physical and positional demands of this system. His addition would also affect the current pecking order among United's existing midfield options, with increased competition likely to determine who starts on a consistent basis. Squad depth in this position has been identified as a specific area for improvement, and a successful signing here would directly address that gap. The knock-on effect could extend to which fringe players are deemed surplus to requirements, further linking this potential transfer to the club's ongoing sales strategy. Looking at the broader timeline, decisions on United's remaining transfer business are expected to accelerate as the window approaches its closing stages. Fans have been advised to watch for confirmation of medical examinations, official announcements, and updates on fee negotiations as the clearest signs that a deal is moving toward completion. The situation around Koné in particular remains fluid, with the outcome dependent on both United's ability to finalize outgoing sales and the level of competing interest from other clubs. Given how quickly circumstances have shifted so far this summer, further developments are expected in the near term, and any confirmed update will likely follow shortly after this. Window activity intensifies. To summarize the key developments covered today, Manchester United are actively pursuing a midfield reinforcement with Manu Koné among the names under consideration. The club are simultaneously working to complete player sales that would help fund further transfers, and early pre-season performances have raised the level of internal competition for places under Amorim. Each of these three storylines is connected, and the outcome of one will likely influence the others as the summer progresses. If this update helped you stay on top of Manchester United's transfer business, make sure you're subscribed to Final Whiz so you don't miss the next confirmed development the moment it happens. Leave a like on this video, drop your prediction in the comments, and share this with another United fan who needs to see it. We'll be back soon with the next update as soon as there's something confirmed to report.